Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is garden planting day, so we are out here, actually not in the garden, but we're here in this raised bed that me and Zach put together out of these trees that I had laid down. And so anyhow, I already had, you might be able to see, I got some tomatoes planted up in there. Just
sweet potatoes.
Yeah, and I put some sweet potatoes over here on this end. But I got some more tomatoes that I'm going to put out here in this bed here this morning before we get started over there in the garden. So just thought we'd show you that real quick. So this is 100% hugelkultur bed right here. We don't have any soil in it yet because we are not rich like you guys and can't afford to buy all that soil. No, but I mean, so it's a process. We're building it. We put all the, you know, the rotted wood from the tree limbs and stuff that from these trees down in there, and then grass clippings. You can see this is all grass clippings. And my thought was, you know how you have your compost pile, and you always have tomatoes growing up in compost pile, and it does really good. Well, this is our compost pile. So basically, I have a lot of extra tomato plants. And these ones here I'm putting over here are all the Sun Gold variety. So if they'll grow good in a compost pile like that, I thought, you know what, we'll give it a try, and then we'll add soil as we can. But we're going to continue to add fresh grass clippings. That's a great nitrogen source there for them. So I don't know what's going to happen, honestly, about this. But I planted these ones here a couple days ago.
They were huge.
Oh yeah, I had to lay them down, and we'll show you what
we're so big.
We'll show you. Let me show you one here real quick. So these are the tomato plants. You can see they've laid down in the greenhouse and just sprawled all out. So we're going to bury them and leave just like we did there, just about a foot sticking up out of the ground like that, and the rest of this will be buried in the ground, laying flat. So that's the plan for here. And so we're just going to get right to it here. So here's the plan. We're going to take these tomatoes, and we're going to do, from this point on out, we're going to do 2 rows, because after I put those in the middle, I'm like, man, that's kind of hard to reach. So I decided we're going to do rows along the side here. And the way we're going to do that is going to basically lay them down, because there's no way we can get them to stand up. So we're going to lay them down to where that part is sticking up. In fact, let me kind of dig out a place there. Lay them down. Find another one here. So basically, putting the roots for this one over here where this one is. Kind of get them roots down in there a little bit, cover that whole thing up.
This one's a twofer.
Yeah, I just leave it attached like that.
Yep.
So basically that's what we're doing, just gonna do another row on down there like that.
This is nice being able to sit on the side like this.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point of
raised beds.
So you can see that in the greenhouse they had like all laid down, but when they laid down, you can see that how that they started growing up towards the sun. So that's the way I'm naturally trying to lay them, so that they're already aiming upward.
So now we just water them in and it'll be all good.
Yep, they're all laying down floppy and stuff, but You can see how those ones that I did the same exact way are standing up nice and straight already. So we'll probably put cattle panel in here for them to climb on, you think?
I think so. So then we'll water these one more time before we go in tonight?
Yeah, and we have to water these every day because that grass will dry out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. But the ones I put in, man, they look really good.
They look really good. You did that, what, about 3 days ago?
No, it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
I think it was Thursday because I got off work a little bit early.
Right.
I just did these sweet potato slips just this morning.
We've only got 2 of those.
Just 2, but we got more slips growing.
Yep, we do.
Just haven't got them. And they're fine because they're hot weather things anyhow.
Yep.
And then they'll be growing up later.
I love the looks of these logs like this.
Yeah, pretty cool. I just hope it grows without having soil.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
But you know, you do what you can do, and
exactly.
If it fails, well, these were going to just die anyhow in the greenhouse because they were just so big. I mean, they had to have something done with them.
Right.
All right, well, I think that's good enough for watering for right now. Let's go ahead and get over to the garden area and start chopping up some dirt.
Sounds good.
Okay, so up in the very front row of the garden, we've got these hibiscus that I planted last year, and so they're coming back up. But let's look. Looks like we got some. Well, I thought that one wasn't, but yeah, we've got a baby one coming up there, so that's good. Obviously, we need to get through
Some
there and
weeds.
pull some weeds and stuff because this is our first day out here in the garden, basically.
Great.
So, but look at that one. Oh my God, that one took off really good. So I was thinking that maybe some of them weren't going to make it. I'm seeing small one there, and I'm not seeing anything there. That's not a hibiscus there, so I'm not sure if that's going to make it or not. May have to replant a few. So, but they're all coming back pretty good. You can see they got really good growth. Got them coming on around. Several of them are looking pretty healthy. Another one, now that one is starting to grow.
Next to an herb
Yeah.
that most people pull for a weed.
Yep,
like
well,
that.
I am pulling it for a weed because a weed is just a plant that you don't in the wrong spot. So this is a weed. This is the hibiscus. So you can see how they're growing at different rates. But yeah, I'm excited about seeing what these are going to look like this year. Another open spot that might not grow. But yeah, very cool. So now here's the garden, the mess, the mess of a garden right there. So that's where we got our work cut out for us today.
We got a lot of work cut out for us today.
Yeah. So anyhow, we got this new Mantis tiller we picked up yesterday, and I tried it out a little bit yesterday evening.
We didn't get it to do the whole garden.
So we had a Mantis probably 20 years ago, so I kind of knew the design and what it would do. But this one's got a Honda engine, this newer
Which
version.
I was excited about.
Yeah, the Honda engine. So kind of the issue I ran into on that one that I had 20 years ago is that I'm not very mechanical, and I just couldn't get it started all the time. It was just a pain. But this Honda engine, I'm hoping, will be a better thing. Same basic design as what the 20-year-old one was. And so anyhow, let's head on over here where we're gonna get started on it. Whoa. Oh yeah, I was gonna say there's some things. So there's some things out here in this row from last year, you can probably see over here, that has gone to seed. And we're gonna continue to let that go ahead and get mature seeds so we can harvest those seeds. So the first thing we're going to do is get this black weed woven fabric taken up and pulled out of the way. So as you can see, this This area out here used to be, there was a house here, and I guess this was where they parked. We got asphalt we're digging up. We got chunks of cement blocks we're digging up, rocks. So yeah, we got a lot of amending that we really need to do. So you can probably see that we're just doing the rows where the plants, where we're gonna plant, because this tiny little mantis to till up this whole entire thing of this hard clay mixed with rocks, we just couldn't do it. So anyhow, we're just tilling up the middle part where we're planting, and it's taken 3 or 4 passes, 5 maybe or whatever. But then for in between the rows, we're not planning on putting the weed fabric back down. We're planning on using the wheel hoe for cultivating. So let me grab that and show you kind of how that works. So I've got this old cultivator that I got off of Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and it's the attachment I have on it now, and I pretty much keep on it, is this 5-tine cultivating attachment, which works really good for just doing weeds. So let me just kind of quickly show you what we'll do in between the rows. Of course, we don't really have any weeds right here because we had the landscape fabric down. But once them weeds start popping up, this thing here will take quick care of them. And you can see how much quicker that is than taking that mantis across there. I really wish if the ground was softer, I might even be able to cultivate that soil with this. But this ground is just like, well, I think you've probably seen that mantis bouncing and bouncing. It's just hard clay mixed with rocks and whatever kind of debris. So, but anyhow, that's the plan right there. I think I might take that down that middle of that furrow and see what that does before we plant. I went through it a couple times. Let's see if this loosens it up a little bit more. see, they don't come over and chop that center thing off. So in a minute I'll show you my trick for taking care of that. Take and turn the tiller sideways to chop it off. Oh, wait, I need to go backwards, don't I? So yeah, with the unit, you have to kind of pull backwards. Otherwise, you see how that thing just jumps and hops. So you got to pull backwards. Having fun?
No. I think Eve and I are going to have a come to Jesus meeting when we get to heaven. This whole curse on the land thing, that's just for the birds.
Yep. Well, we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows done. Well, I mean, probably go over this 2 more times or whatever, and then that'll be 4 rows done.
Yep. Then we got room for 1 more in this area.
I think 2 more, and then we got these 3 up here we can do. I'd say let's go ahead and get the stuff we got tilled up to this point, you know, a couple more rows, and then plant that stuff, and then we'll take up this fabric over here and the weeds.
Yeah.
So.
Crazy weeds.
Yeah, so this tiller has already messed up twice. I lost the cotter pin, or whatever you call that pin, down there and fortunately I had one in the garage. I found it. I'll keep an eye out on the ground here to see if I can find it. But then also the wire here, this wire here, I don't know where it came from, but that's the kill switch. So you can't shut it off. The button for shutting it off now, watch, it doesn't shut it off anymore.
Oh, that stinks.
So I've just been putting the choke on, which floods it out. I just got to figure out, I don't have time to work on it now, but I need to figure out where that thing screws to. It's just a kill switch, so.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wrapped it up there to keep it from getting caught in the tines.
Bummer.
Yeah. What bounces your arms
I know,
like crazy,
mine is
doesn't
like
it?
hurting.
Tell me about it.
All right, guys, we are actually ready to go, and we are planting. We've got our plants out here, and Rob's making the last furrow.
So the last of these 4, there's another.
The last of the 4, right?
10 or 15 to go.
Yeah. But for the ones for today, right?
Well, the ones that we got ready.
This afternoon. Oop, I ran into the wagon. So he's got that furrow done. You can see we got the other ones done. And then...
So yeah, this here, you can see this. He's got the furrowing kind of attachment on this wheel hoe, whereas the other one, we've got the cultivating for pulling up the weeds.
Yep. So what you think?
I think there's a lot of work in this hard clay.
I think so too. Yep.
Be glad wants to get that tractor and get that big old
rotavator through here.
Hooked up to it.
Yeah. But I think it did a whole lot better now that we've got it screened.
Yeah, it took all the gravel and stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot of the gravel.
Yeah. So now you can see we've got our some of our peppers.
Some peppers, some tomatoes.
And then we got green bean seed, our bush bean seed that we're going to put in, maybe a row.
I'm going to go grab those, what do I have in there that I needed to, eggplant.
Yeah.
There's eggplant and another couple varieties of tomatoes in there.
Yep.
Inside.
So, all right, back at her. So the variety that I just got done planting is just a cherry heirloom. The only thing I know is that they are probably about that round, round is a 50-cent piece, and they're really sweet and they're red. They're really good cherry tomatoes. I like adding them in with my salsa because it gives just a little extra sweetness to it when I'm making the salsa. But these are really good for salads as well. So we have got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about a dozen of them. So we've got those in. Now on to the next one. Yay tall, but now it's way short. So what I did, because it is tall, I know some of you know this already, but there's others that don't. But if you look down the stem of a tomato, you're going to see all of those little baby hairs. And those will go into root if you put them underground. So what I did is I broke off on this plant, I broke off the upper leaves, I even broke off this one, and I left just a few of them up at the top. And then I laid the plant over on its side, and I planted all of that except for the very top right there. And that's gonna get a bunch more nutrition on that plant and giving it a really good start.
So the porter tomato, I guess, is another cherry.
Another cherry?
Tomato, so let's just plant like, what, 2 or 3 of them?
That sounds good to me.
Rose de Burn.
Rose de Burn, okay.
I think who was it that said these were good?
I don't remember.
I think it might have been James Prigioni.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So we'll just do 4 of those.
See how they do. I don't know, guys. This dirt's pretty hard. Ain't it?
What's that?
I said this dirt's pretty hard.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It is. So, but the way I'm planting them is I'm putting them with, we've got the Haas drip tape. We've got the system with the, what is it called? The humidifier. And the, what is it where we put the fertilizer and stuff in? For the house system?
Oh, the fertigation system?
Yeah, the fertigation system. And so we really liked having that option for us. Not only could we water the garden last year, but we also fertilized it. And so with their system, it's like every 12 inches they've got a hole for the emitter tape. And so what we're doing is we're putting in the tomatoes every other one.
All right, so we just got done doing all we're gonna do. You can see we was planting some hoss seeds there, set them aside. But yeah, that was the Blue Lake bush bean. We just planted that last row there. Well, what about 4/5 of a row? We had some tomatoes down at the other end. Anyhow,
get those finished up.
So man, we started at 8:30 this morning on this gardening thing, and what time is it now?
I don't know, my watch died. It's about 6:10, I think, is what I just saw on my phone.
Oh, okay. So anyhow, getting ready to red stuff up and take in, probably be pretty close to 7 o'clock by the time we're done. So it's been a full day gardening. We got almost 5 rows planted today and we've only got 17 to go.
Lordy, this ground's hard.
Man, I tell you what, it's working to get that stuff, even with that tiller. So
yeah,
phew, that tiller beat you like crazy.
No kidding.
Man, I let her try it a little bit. She took a spin up and down. Had to go back and forth, up and down each row. About
4 or 5 times.
Yeah, about five, at least 5 times to get it down just a couple inches loosened up. But it worked out pretty good. I think that's going to be pretty good. I mean, and
then run the cultivator in between.
We didn't do the whole like in between the rows. Just enough to plant stuff. That's as wide as we went. And so, hey, let's just take a quick look, let you see what it looks like right now. Okay, so this row over here we planted a little while back.
And it's just got some cabbage in it, and the cabbage really hasn't done anything.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So I don't know, because it's going to be getting pretty warm here, and cabbage is a cool weather crop.
Yeah, so that might get planted out with something else. Down there where
sun golds.
Yeah, down where you see those tomato cages, those are 3 sun golds, and that starts what we did today. But anyhow, so that's that row. Then here's the first full row.
Cherry heirloom.
And so let's count how many we did of each variety.
Of the cherry heirlooms.
The heirloom. So these heirloom cherry tomatoes, just the kind of cherry tomatoes that I've been growing for years and years. I keep saving the seeds over and over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they're a nice sized cherry tomato. That's great for salad.
Yeah, they're not wee tiny.
Yeah,
they're not wee tiny. So.
They're nice. And they're nice for salsa.
Yeah. So what do we got next year?
And we've just got 2 porter tomatoes because they're the cherry tomato style as well.
Yeah.
So we just put in 2 because we've got the heirloom cherries that we know that we really like. This is our first time trying the porters. And then we've also got our sun golds, which we love.
Yeah. So we're pretty set on cherry tomatoes. So I'm like, yeah, let's not plant too many of these porters because we just don't need that many more cherry tomatoes.
Right.
So what else we got here?
Then we've got the Rose de Bern. We got those because of James Prigioni.
Yeah, he said that he liked them really good,
Yep.
so we ordered some seeds of those.
And we just put in a few because, again, they're cherry tomatoes.
These aren't cherry tomatoes.
No, these aren't cherry
No,
tomatoes.
these should be a good usable tomato.
Yep.
So we got what, 4 of those or so?
Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then we start our Cherokee Purple, which those are an heirloom.
Yep.
And those go 1, 2, 3, 4 of those.
Okay, yeah, so we planted 4 of the Cherokee Purple. You know, everybody that likes like the tomato, what are the sandwich with the mayonnaise and tomatoes or whatever.
Cherokee purple's your one.
They say that that's the one. That's not my thing to eat, so I don't know, but
it's good.
That's what they say.
Yep.
But we can use them for anything as well.
Yeah.
So
Big salsa.
And it's an heirloom, and we like the heirlooms.
Seeds
yep. And these are from seeds that we saved.
Right. And then here at the end, we've just got 2 Tabasco plants. That's going to be enough probably to make the Tabasco sauce that I want to make, and maybe do some of the Tabasco vinegar and stuff like that to put on food and all that.
Yeah, we've got quite a few more plants.
Yep.
But we only put out 2. We might put a couple out over near the house or something.
And then we've got jalapenos. We put in 3, 4, 5 jalapenos.
Yeah, jalapenos are just a really useful pepper.
Yep, they are. I put it in my pico. We put it in our salsa when we make our homemade salsa. You can also do stuffed jalapenos with the cream cheese and different things. I mean, it's used in different dishes that you bake as well.
Yeah.
So, and then we've got 1 habanada left over from last year.
This is the one that I overwintered from last year, and I just happened to look. You can see it's got some stuff shooting out, so we'll have to trim it back because it's looking pretty bad, but that thing's gonna take off and do really good, because the seeds that I started of the habanadas this year, the whole tray did not germinate. I think I had them out in the greenhouse and it got too hot in the greenhouse. So anyhow, I had a whole tray that didn't germinate, and fortunately I had saved that one from last year.
And I'm so thankful.
Yeah, so that worked out good.
Yep, and then we've got 7 of the Fresno chilies.
Fresno chilies.
Yep, we've got 7 of those.
Okay.
And then it starts into the Hungarian wax yellow pepper, or Hungarian yellow wax pepper.
Yeah.
So we've got, and look, we've got some coming on already.
Yeah, they got some already going. And we're good. We didn't fertilize yet. We need to get fertilized here before we go in.
The system hooked up. Yeah.
You can see all the little spots of water.
Yeah. From the drip.
Yeah. So the drip tape is, in fact, you can see it over here because it didn't get completely covered on this bean row. So that's what it looks like. But you can see how it emits water every 12 inches.
Yep.
So that's why you see that. And we planted each plant right where there was an emitter.
Yep.
Skip the spot and then plant. Skip to the spot and plant. Well, skip
and
two.
Oops.
And then skip 2 spots there.
Actually, it goes from the yellow monster to the sweet Carmen.
Right. So we skip there. It kind of divides the variety. That way you can tell.
Yep.
Sweet Carmen pepper.
We've got 5 of those.
And that's the rest of the row there, right?
Yep.
So then here's my roll of the drip tape the rest of the tape there. And then these 2 here, just these 2 are called a silvery fir tree tomato. Look at the foliage on those, how it looks so different. So, and these are from seeds I saved from last year.
And then we've got 4 of the sweetie, which those are like a marble size, kind of like the sun golds, but those are the really tiny, I don't know, marble cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, we haven't had these before, but we ordered them because we heard they were good.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm anxious to try them. We'll give them a try, see what we think.
And then we've got the Crimson Sprinter.
Yep.
And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those.
5 of those, okay.
Yep. And then we've got eggplant. We put in
5 eggplants.
5 eggplants. And then we have our Amish paste.
Yep.
And those are from Baker Creek, but
yep.
It's good to have a paste tomato for making your tomato sauces and your
and
soups
salsa,
and
anything like that. Yep.
Yep.
So
we finished out the row with the Amish paste.
Yep. And these ones here are very small because we had just started those a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And they were still in the little egg cartons. They hadn't been potted up yet or anything. So.
But we've got 7 of those.
Yeah, so that'll be good. It's good to have quite a few of that type.
Right. And then you've got your Trinidad Scorpion from last year.
Yep, saved that from last year. That's the Trinidad Scorpion. And it's been in the greenhouse this whole time. And then in here, man, this next row is extremely pitiful looking. And we planted them every 12 inches because I think most of them are going to die. They just look so bad.
But those are the only beefsteak tomatoes that we've got.
Yeah, it's the only
Sad.
beef. It's the watermelon beefsteak that we got from M.I. Gardner, and they germinated really well. But I'm not sure what I did wrong. They just started looking worse and worse in there.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, we'll just get them out here and we'll just plant them.
And if they make it, they make it.
Yeah, if some of them make it, they do. If not, we got plenty of other tomatoes over there.
But
And
we've
then,
got 12 little pods of them.
for now, we'll
Yeah.
see. And then we got the beans that she
Yep.
put in here. We're gonna put several more rows of beans,
Yep.
but
But
that's
it's the Haas Blue Lake bush beans,
yeah. So
which we like Blue Lake bush beans. So we've got our garden a decent start for today.
yeah, I mean we had higher hopes, I believe.
I think so.
I know I did. I was thinking we're planting this whole garden today, but that's what we did. Looks like.
Yeah.
So
But we also have down at the very beginning, we've got our hibiscus.
right,
too.
we showed them the hibiscus.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
we've
but
got
that's not something we planted this year.
No, but I do know that we need to put in one of the hydrangeas because it didn't make it over the winter. So we have to replant one of mine.
Okey-doke.
Maybe do a twist and shout or a Nico blue.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think so too. But Lotley's all wore out from gardening today.
Yeah, she's been working hard. You can tell.
Working hard.
Look at that. She's just in there, just
Her and her little
working.
Too cute. All right, so we're going to wrap it up for the day. We're ready to get in. We've definitely got our brown thumbs today.
Oh yeah, we got and washed them and got them brown again. All day long they've been brown and everything. But yeah, so it's been a good day. I mean,
It has been.
we worked hard today.
We did.
So, but it's a good feeling. It's a good work. So,
It is.
yep. So,
And we're going to eat the fruit of our labor later on.
that's right. We're praying that the good Lord blesses this and
Yes.
that His favor will be on our land and produce some good fruit and
Absolutely.
stuff. So we thank God for everything He supplies for us.
Yes.
So
And out there, we wish every one of you moms a very happy Mother's Day.
right.
And praying that this year you will be blessed abundantly and that you just are overwhelmed with the goodness of God this year.
Amen.
So you guys be blessed.
And we will catch you on the south side.
Bye, guys.
God bless.